What up, bro? We're 18 back at it again. Welcome to the video. Thank you those watching for the first time. Hope you like the video. Check out my other videos. Maybe find something you like. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. Thank you those who've been with me since the beginning. Truly appreciate you guys for sticking around, watching the videos, liking the videos. Continue to do so, and I'll continue to try to put out good videos worth watching or whatever. Today's video is going to be talking about great actors who have never played a villain, who I think would be fantastic as a villain in a Marvel or a DC movie. So, full disclosure, I love a good bad guy. I love villains in any genre of movies. They make the movie better, in my opinion. If you have a good villain in a good movie, it makes the movie 10 times better. My favorite villains in the Marvel universe was Thanos, played by Josh Brolin, Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. Two of the best villains in the Marvel Universe. Two of the best villains ever, in my opinion. And they were great actors. So they really brought up the movie, made the movie better, being great actors playing those villains. And in the DC Universe, there hasn't been a lot of good villains in the DC Universe, minus Joker from the Batman movies, but played by Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson, of course. But I love Amanda Waller also in the DC universe and Suicide Squad, played by Viola Davis. So these actors, great actors playing these villains in the DC and Marvel universe, enhances the movies. So, like I said, this video is going to be actors who've never played the bad guy, who I think would be a great fit as a villain in a DC or a Marvel movie. I'm going to give you the character I think they should play and how that they fit those roles and the movies that correspond with the roles that I think they could fit with those roles or whatever. So sit back and relax. Hope you enjoy the video. And here we go. All right, so the first actor we're going to talk about is going to be Tom Hanks, the great Tom Hanks, multiple Oscar winner, been in some of the best films of our lifetime, been in our lives for over 40 years of acting, from starting from Bosom Buddies, the TV show, to movies like Forrest Gump, Philadelphia, Toy Story, Sully, Captain Phillips, Da Vinci Code, Castaway. He even played Mr. Rogers, which is a fantastic film. Great actor, one of the best of our time. He's never been a bad guy in any movie. No movie he's ever been a bad guy. He's always been the good guy, never corruptible. I think he would be fantastic as a Marvel villain or a DC villain. His acting prowess is unbelievable. I think he could pull it off, and he'd be fantastic. Like I said, some of the best villains often come from the guy who never plays the villain. So the role that I think he would play in DC would be the Ventriloquist, Arnold Wesker. This character is a lesser known character, but he's been around for a long time. He's been in various iterations of the cartoon animated, but the Batman animated series and several other cartoons that Batman is portrayed in. He's a great villain. Why he would be a good choice to play this villain: his range, his depth. He has a proven versatility in playing complex characters, like the likable everyman to emotionally tortured figures, like the guy in Castaway, Road to Perdition. The ventriloquist is a timid, mentally fractured man with a violent alter ego, Scarface. Scarface is a puppet who he portrays his evil side in. I think Tom Hanks could handle that aspect of it great, especially playing the regular person. As a regular person, I think he would kill that role as Adam Wesker, the regular person. But seeing him, his alter ego as Scarface would be unbelievable. Like you can compare it to the way he was handling Wilson in Castaway, an inanimate object. He treated Wilson like he was a person, like he was a real thing, like he was his best friend. And seeing him portray that in Castaway, I think he would definitely help him in portraying himself as the puppet master in as the ventriloquist or whatever. So, like I said, the Scarface character is like a '60s mobster, like Al Capone or whatever. I think the ventriloquism part would be a little troubling, but he's a great actor, and I think he could pull it off. And they have all kinds of CGI and shit, so it would be very easy for them to show him not moving his mouth while the puppet is talking or whatever. So I think that would be actually fairly easy with the technology we have today for him to pull off, uh, be in control of the puppet. But he would have to change his voice. He's been a voice actor in Toy Story and what's that movie? The movie with the about Santa Claus and shit. I can't remember the name of it right now. But his voice acting is pretty good. He would have to change it a little, maybe not. Well, he could do the because he changed his voice in the movie with DiCaprio where he was a cop. So I think he could pull off a '60s mobster type, gangster type guy to be the puppet. I think that his acting would take over. He would be a fantastic villain. He'd be a fantastic regular guy. I think he perfect role for him in my opinion, and I think he would kill that character. I don't know if they would want to go that route in the Batman movies though, because they got uh, Patton playing Batman right now, so they've never used this guy in a live action movie, so I don't know if that would even happen. But I think he would kill this role as that character. Um, so Wesker is a tragic villain more than a mastermind. Hanks has the ability to make the character sympathetic, could deepen the audience emotional connection, making the ventriloquist more than just a gimmick. I think the age fit would work well too. Depending on the iteration, the ventriloquist is often a frail older man, which will work for Hanks age wise. Often see Tom Hanks as a wholesome person or whatever. So having to play a character with a split personality, it would be unsettling at first, but it would make the character more tragic and compelling, in my opinion. Similar how Robin Williams played the darker roles in 1 Hour Photo and Insomnia, Hanks could do it pretty much the same way. He'd be a great fit for this role. Like I said, I don't know if they're gonna go that route, but if they did, and they wanted him to be in this movie, and they wanted a DC movie to actually be good, it would be fantastic to see him go head to head with Batman in his role. The Marvel character that I would love to see Tom Hanks portray would be Norman Osborn, the Hobgoblin. I know he's been portrayed by Willem Dafoe in the first 3 Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. He did a fantastic job. Willem Dafoe is a fantastic actor, but I think that Tom Hanks would take this role to a level not seen. He's by far the better actor than Willem Dafoe, and he would bring a lot more than William Dafoe did in this role. He doesn't have all the stupid facial things that William Dafoe does. I think that was a distraction. I think that Tom Hanks would definitely sell this character. He has done similar roles as the Norman Osborn character. He was Joe Sharp in The Circle, which is a fantastic movie. Definitely if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. In this movie, The Circle, Joe Sharp, Tom Hanks was a reclusive tech genius and co-founder of a powerful tech company. He was mysterious, manipulative, behind the scenes, morally ambiguous, and involved in the system that controls and surveils people in this movie. Similar to Norman Osborn, they're both brilliant, powerful figures leading influential companies. They both have a dark side hidden behind a public persona, and they exert control over others that are involved in morally questionable activities in the name of progress or vision. Like I said, Tanks is usually a heroic and likable character, but Joe Sharp is one of his most ethically great roles, and I think it compares to Norman Osborn in that aspect. Also, another role that he did, he was Colonel Tom Parker in Elvis. In this role, he portrayed a manipulative, controlling manager who exploits Elvis Presley for personal gain. Um, I think that definitely melds well with Norman Osborn, and it shows that he can actually play characters that aren't always on the up and up. Not particularly super villains like in a Marvel movie, but it shows that he can play those characters well, and he does a good job portraying those characters, although they're in like the gray area of is he a good guy, is he a bad guy type thing. And I think he can go full bad guy in this Norman Osborn role. He's not known for doing like action movies, although he was in those Da Vinci Code movies or whatever, where he was running around a little bit and he did a little running and jumping. So he could do it. He's a little older now, but I think he could still do the little. They got stunt doubles or whatever to do the major stunts. So we have the technology that he could potentially do the little um, moving around shit that he would have to do in these Marvel movies. I think he would be a fantastic fit. I think he would kill this role as Norman Osborn. They actually do need another Norman Osborn if they're going to proceed with future Spider-Man movies. And he would be a great Hobgoblin, in my opinion. Nobody would really uh, figure out that it's him because he's so much different than the character of the Hobgoblin. And you never see his face anyway because he always has a mask on, unless they want to go the route of showing him without a mask. But I think he would do a fantastic job as Norman Osborn. I don't know if he. I think he's been offered Marvel jobs and he's turned them down. I don't think he's found a role that fits him, but I think this role would definitely fit him well. And I think he'd bring a different dynamic to the Norman Osborn character and the Hobgoblin character and all, especially with those movies I named that he's played in, where it's almost as close to you can get as a bad guy. And that's going to do it for the two roles that I think that Tom Hanks should play: the ventriloquist for DC and Norman Osborn for Marvel. Let me know what you think about that. So the next actor that I believe would be a fantastic in a DC or a Marvel movie is going to be the great Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves. He's been on the line for a long time. Remember from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, one of my favorite movies growing up, and I've loved him since that. I heard he was a great person, which I also love. I hate when actors are dicks. My wife used to work at ex-wife used to work at a hotel, and she met him, and she said he was the nicest person ever. You treat people how you want to be treated, and I love that in a person. That made me like him even more. But he's been in a bunch of movies that we all know and love, from The Matrix, Hardball, John Wick, Speed, Bill and Ted, of course, Point Break, Constantine, one of my favorite movies. Still waiting for a part two. Don't know if it'll ever happen. But the DC character that I think he would be perfect for is Brainiac. Brainiac hasn't been portrayed in any DC movie as of yet. He's often a foe of Superman. He's a collector of intelligence. He's a super highly intelligent AI. He loves collecting knowledge, planets, and he would be a fantastic fit for Keanu Reeves. A movie that I think that would be comparable to that, where I think he could play the Brainiac character, would be The Day the Earth Stood Still, where he's an alien coming to end Earth because Earth has not been good. People of Earth have not been good to the planet, and he collects pieces of the planet's reserve while destroying the planet. It's a great movie. It's a good movie with Keanu Reeves. I've thoroughly enjoyed his portrayal of an alien. He was emotionless. He he interacted with humans, and in the end, he ended up becoming wanting to become a human and understanding how humans can be good and how there's hope for humankind. But and throughout the movie, he has little emotion, just like Brainiac. And I think that would portray well with him being that character. And like I said, he's never played a bad guy, a super villain or anything like that. So I think he would definitely be able to pull it off. So like I said, he's in most of the in those roles, he's detached. Brainiac's detached and calculated presence, um, and Keanu often plays a calm, cerebral characters. Picture the Matrix and John Wick. Um, it would be fantastic. It would be a perfect fit for him, in my opinion, as Brainiac. Voicing the main Brainiac needs a voice that's cool, precise, and intimidating without being loud. Keanu's very calm. Delivery could make Brainiac unnerving and inhuman, which fits the character. Um, like I said, he has sci-fi clout, The Matrix, The Day After Tomorrow. I mean, the day the Earth stood still, Giant Pneumatic. That helps him well as to sell himself as an alien who views humans as inferiors. Um, I think it would be a great fit. I think he could definitely kill the role because I think he embodies the Brainiac character. Brainiac was is ruthless. That motherfucker doesn't care about no humans. All he cares about is uh, his goal, his ultimate goal, and that's collecting information and preserving information or whatever, and knowledge or whatever. So definitely a great fit in my opinion. Tell me what you think about this fit. And like I said, I love Keanu. So the character that I believe that Keanu Reeves could portray in the Marvel Universe would be Mr. Sinister. As of yet, Mr. Sinister has not been portrayed by anybody, although signs have been appeared that he is a character that they would want to pursue. So they've had the Essex Institution and Deadpool, and they've mentioned him several times throughout Marvel movies. But as of now, he hasn't been in any movies, and the MCU is moving towards mutants. So eventually, there will be a role for Mr. Sinister in the Marvel Universe. Um, I think that Keanu Reeves would be perfect for this role. So the story behind Mr. Sinister, he's a mutant that believes in the Darwinian aspect of survival. He's obsessed with engineering humanity into a race of perfect superhumans. So when he learned about mutants, he believed that he could make superhumans out of the mutants or whatever. That's pretty much his whole shtick, I guess you can say. His abilities include shape-shifting, longevity, precognition, and he's an expert genetic manipulator and surgeon. So I believe that Keanu Reeves would be perfect for this role as Mr. Sinister. Um, Mr. Sinister is a theatrical but calculating geneticist with a god complex. Keanu could give a more subdued, cerebral take on the character, less flamboyant, more eerily poised. A movie that Keanu's done that makes me feel that he could be great in his role is this movie called The Man of Tai Chi. And in this movie, he's Donica Mark. He's a wealthy, mysterious, and manipulative man who orchestrates underground fights for his own entertainment. The Donica character is eerily calm, methodical, and dangerous. Traits that map well into Mr. Sinister's personality, especially his chilling sense of control and scientific detachment. He'd be a good fit. Dark charisma. Mr. Sinister is intelligent, manipulative, and flamboyantly theatrical. If Keanu was to push himself into a more eccentric, stylish performance, like how he played the villain in The Man of Tai Chi, or his over-the-top role in Always Be My Maybe, he might surprise audiences. His physique and presence, Mr. Sinister is physically imposing and calculated. Trace Keanu can embody with his imposing height and reserved demeanor. Um, I think this would be a fantastic fit. He even looks like him in the picture that I looked up. He looks like he could be Mr. Sinister. Um, let me know what you think about it. I think he could definitely embody this role. He can make it his own role. Since he'll be the first one to play this role, he can definitely make it his own and change some of the aspects of Mr. Sinister. In the cartoon series, he's not over the top or nothing like that. He's a calculated person. He's into his work. He wants to make the mutants into superheroes. So I think he would bring that aspect to the Mr. Sinister character also. He does, like I said, he doesn't have to be flamboyant like um, most of the work that I've read about Mr. Sinister is. But I think that, like I said, he can bring his own. He can bring his own ability to this role, um, and I think he would kill it and in the role. And we would always think of Mr. Sinister as Keanu Reeves, like we would think of Wolverine as Hugh Jackman, and like we think of Professor X as Patrick Stewart. He would be that kind of character in the end. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you think that he would be a great fit as Mr. Sinister. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Thanks for watching. Just to recap, only did two actors. I had a couple more, but I didn't want the video to be like 30 minutes, so I thought two was going to be enough. So I would have Tom Hanks playing Norman Osborn in the Marvel movie, and in a DC movie, I would have him playing Arnold Wesker, the Ventriloquist, and for Keanu Reeves, I would have him playing Brainiac in DC, and I would have him playing Mr. Sinister in Marvel. Let me know about what you think about those choices. Who would you have playing in movies that are universally good guys that would be a great villain in a Marvel or DC movie? Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. I truly appreciate you guys for sticking around for about 15 minutes. Hope you liked the video. You could go on anybody else's channel, you decided to watch mine, so I truly appreciate you guys for giving 15 minutes of your time. Thank you. Have a good one, and I'll get at y'all in the next one later.